T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everybody, T-Man 978. This review has me feeling like Ben's Collectibles. But anyway, special shout out to Extra Zero. He gave this to me for free, 99. I bought some other toys from him, and he just threw this in there because he didn't know what to do with it. He couldn't put it with his collection. And I don't blame him. But it's really a cool figure. This is Deformation era Reaver, who is a enlarged knockoff version of Toy Worlds Shinebug, who is a unofficial version of Hasbro's, like a classic style Goldbug from Transformers Generation 1. Here's a collector's card it came with. If you want a good laugh, pause and read this English right here. These are made by the popular company Weijiang. They oversize other figures and put extra engineering in them. I don't believe that happened here, but as you can see, this is a nice little Mini Cooperish type vehicle. I'm not sure of what it's actually called, but it looks like something I've seen in real life. And this window is actually transparent, but it's very, very black. But that looks nice. Of course, it doesn't come with this sticker. Everything's compact. It reminds me of like something that's right below an actual Masterpiece figure. But here he is compared to a Masterpiece figure. Originally, this is supposed to be like a deluxe class. I think they're the same size as a deluxe class vehicle in the normal size version. Or maybe they're a little bit smaller, because these guys, they're supposed to be the Throttlebots, and Throttlebots were little figures, but this is him compared to a deluxe class vehicle. And here he is next to MPB, the gold version. But there you go. I like it. It's cool. Transformation. No, I'm not doing that again. It's pretty basic, but there's one part that makes it more complex than it has to be. And right here, I don't know whether they forgot to paint this and somebody went over it with a Sharpie, but that one rim looks sloppy and all the rest of it looks good. But anyway, first thing you need to do is unpeg the doors right here. Fold the windows in, unhinge all this stuff up right here. Kind of bend this down and loop it up. Unhinge that, wrap this around right there. Pull that up. Just basically leave that dangling for now. The feet, they can bend up like this. Pull the heel spurs out. Pull these, well, let's spread them. And pull the toe down like this on both sides. Stretch the legs up on both sides. Hinge this back and slide this down on that bar and peg it into there. Swing this out, slide it down, hinge it right there. Oh yeah, take this gun off, which is the exhaust. Now the best way to do it is to pull this down on both sides and hinge this out of the way right here as best you can. Lift the arms out of the way. Rotate this in, bring these back down. Like I said, these just get in the way repeatedly throughout this transformation. That is the difficult part. Lift this up, or down I should say, pull the head out, put that back up. Rotate this whole area this way. Swing the arms around. You could, at this point, push this in. And what I like to do is rotate these to the back. The instructions just have them dangling off the side, but I like to rotate this blue thing down, blue peg down, or swivel joint, and have them up like that. It kind of reminds me of the movie. go ahead and bring this down. Bring the hands out. Lift this up to there. Push this wheel forward. Bring it up here and push it up, and then just wrap it around. Elongate the arms, spin it around. Same stuff over here. Hand out. Bring this panel up and peg it there. Start hinging the wheel forward. Bring it up and hinge it up like that. Bring that down like that. Now this is something I just found out before I started doing the review. There's a blue panel right here that I never noticed this, and I transformed this thing like 10 times and I never noticed that. Rise all this up like this. And the instructions don't tell you to do this, but you need to separate this. And basically, this gold part of this bumper or hood needs to come over the blue hinge right there, top and bottom. Sorry, I'm getting lost on my wording of these parts. But smash that together as close to this blue bar as you can. Then push that in, bring this up, and this blue panel is supposed to go here and hold the chest together. Something's not right, because this should be way more flush. Oh, wait. It wasn't spent all the way. There we go. And this blue little panel right there solves a problem I was going to have as far as my review. But once you do all that, and you just make sure everything's where it needs to be, he is in robot mode. And I really like this robot mode. It's like 4 different design aesthetics like smashed into one robot to me. Like, he's of course supposed to be Chug or Classics Generations. That's the basic overall ideal I get from him. That's what he's supposed to look like. He looks very stylized. And something else not right, because the boob shouldn't be hanging in 2 different angles. But the way the feet transform, that reminds me of alternators. The way stuff slides to the back kind of reminds me of alternators and Masterpiece. And what else? It, of course, reminds me of the IDW Comics designs. Like, this is something I could have swore, and I tried to look it up, all the different versions of Bumblebee and Goldbug, but none of them brought me an image like this. But it is representative of what Cliff Jumper looked like. But Cliff Jumper also looked like Bumblebee in the comic book. So, yeah, this is supposed to be Goldbug, like I believe I mentioned. But I really like this guy. Here's a close-up on his face. I mean, he does make me think of the original Bumblebee. And let's see if I can get his light piping showing. Here, there we go, right there. So, I really like that. His light piping is excellent. One of his fists are closed, one is open. And I believe the only problem that I have with this guy in robot mode is the wrists do not rotate. It's like they oversized him. I feel like they should have went the extra mile and gave him rotating wrists. That would have made him be like super duper awesome. But his articulation is good everywhere else that I can't complain, and I can still get him into some good poses without even trying too hard, which is always awesome. These ankles are superior. Look at that ankle rocker right there. There's a ball joint back there, so it can hinge forward and go back a little bit. It could go back more, but these doors are in the way, and you'll start popping them off the hinge right here. Which this particular one, when I first got it, I could have swore it stayed a little better, but now it's very loose. The knees would be double jointed, but once again, there's doors in the way. I mean, you could bend this forward to give him like a deeper bend. Maybe they did that on purpose, or maybe it's part of his third mode, because these guys were designed to be part of a combiner team. But I didn't get a combiner part, and I don't know if they actually produced this size range with combiner parts. I'm going to have to look into that, but I don't really care. I like this guy. He's too big to fit in with any of my other figures besides the Masterpiece, and let's get a comparison out here. Here he is with Blue Streak, and as you can see, he's a little bit taller than Blue Streak, so if you want him to be a Bumblebee upgrade, a sure enough Bumblebee upgrade, he would definitely be out of scale. But if you just want another Autobot, he works well. He could fit in with them very, very well to me, to be honest with you. Here he is with a deluxe Autobot. My previous review, link in the description. Here he is with Masterpiece Thrust. Another excuse just to show him off. I just realized I stopped in the middle of his awesome articulation. His head is on a ball joint. He can look all the way up. This neck can hinge back and forward. He has a lot of head pivot right there. There's a joint that lifts his shoulder up and down and whatnot. The ball joint can go all the way around. Swivel right there. There's a hinge in the bicep and another hinge right there, so he can get well over 90 degrees of bend right there. He has a waist joint, universal hip. Well, it's a universal hip joint. I thought it was a ball joint for a second. It goes out, swivel right here, and I showed off the feet and the knees. So, if I haven't said this enough, I really like this figure. I got him, Thrust, Quake Wave, and who else? No, that's that. I got those three at the same time, and I haven't put this guy down. Like, I've transformed it so many times before this review, and I have so much fun posing him. Like I said, the only problems I have, no wrist rotation. The gun sits very high above the actual grip because of the way the hands are designed. I don't like these little pegs right there. I didn't mention that. And trying to find a way to put these somewhere. I mean, you don't have to put them like that. In the actual instructions, they have you like pretty much have them like tucked away like that, but that looks ugly to me. So I like to keep him back here. But other than the fact that those problems that I just mentioned, and he is super duper humongous and doesn't fit with your chug line, this is still an awesome figure. And like, if you have a kid that's good at transformations, this will be awesome for them, because this only costs like between 15 and 20 bucks. And the real toy that this is based on is probably about this tall, and that thing is $85 right now before shipping online. It's like, how the heck can a company make an oversized knockoff version? Oh yeah, and the quality of this plastic, because I didn't go into that. Quality of this plastic is amazing. It is like Transformers Cybertron. Is like, this thing has a lot of weight with no metal in it. Well, very little metal. What I mean is no die cast. But this thing is amazing for 15 to 20 bucks. And I really can't believe it. So not only are Hasbro and Takara getting over on us as far as prices, these third-party companies are getting over on us as well, because if a company can release this for that cheap, I mean, come on. I mean, it might be a little bit cheap because it doesn't come in the packaging, but even with packaging, I can imagine it only being like somewhere between $20 and $30. So, just the price alone makes me want to recommend this. But if you can recommend this video to somebody, that would be awesome. And while you're recommending it, since you're still watching it, make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click one of the videos that I'm going to have floating around up here if you want a touchscreen device or a PC. Subscribe, share, comment, all that. T-Man978 out of here.